South Jamaica, baby, they make.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Dollars. It's another day, another dollar video, and I'm going to be reacting to this video claiming that a Nephilim king was found intact inside of a tomb, basically a fallen angel. Well, you know what? So basically, I've seen other videos that was similar to this one, and they claim that when the Euphrates River dried up, they found this body of a Nephilim that was intact, right? But Nephilim and fallen angels are two different things, right? The Bible claims that fallen angels that came to the earth ended up having sex with women, human women, and created the Nephilim, which were giants. You know, that's the stuff where people get their mythology from, like Hercules. And, you know, there's always Zeus slept with certain women and he had sons that were half God, half humans, right? Nephilim and fallen angels are two different things in my opinion, so I don't know why it says fallen angels. But, you know, there is a prophecy within the Bible that says when the Euphrates River dries up that there's two angels, fallen angels under the Euphrates River, that when they are unleashed on earth, a lot of bad things are going to happen. So, you know, I believe this stuff, man. I believe in the Bible. So, you know, the Bible is always accurate when it comes to prophecies. That's how the Jews that believed in Christ knew he was the Christ, because of the prophecies that he fulfilled. And that's one thing people never really think about. Like, if the Bible ain't real, then why did it predict so many things? So many things. And it's still got things that are gonna happen that is gonna predict as well. So without further ado, man, let's check this one out because this is interesting.
Ancient Sumeria in southern Mesopotamia is often cited as the most ancient civilization, even the first civilization.
He spoke about himself as the new Nebuchadnezzar.
Goliath, Andre the Giant, and Gulliver. We've all heard of screen giants, but what if there was a real-life race of giants who once roamed the earth? And we're not only talking about the big and tall guys out there. There is some evidence that a lost race of giants existed before modern man. Much of it is based on old documented accounts that are only now becoming available. However, now archaeologists have discovered the Anunnaki Nephilim king, intact in a tomb. The enormous skeleton has been recovered for DNA genome analysis, which may reveal not only who the giants were, but also how we evolved alongside them.
I'm pretty sure the Bible revealed who they were and why they disappeared. It was the flood, right? And it's also deeper, right? Because if you guys study the Bible and start reading and researching, it tells you where demons come from. Demons are not fallen angels, right? So basically, the reason why God sent the flood, because, you know, humans were messing up, but also because of the Nephilim. They weren't supposed to be here. The Nephilim don't have a soul, right? Only humans have a soul. That's why we go to either heaven or hell. But since the Nephilim didn't have a soul, they couldn't rest in peace. They couldn't go to heaven or hell. That's why their spirit is on earth. And those are evil spirits, aka demons. You feel me? Once you guys do the research, I'm telling you, it's mind-blowing, because everything, it makes sense and it connects all the dots, right? So again, let me break it down. God created the heaven and the earth, humans and angels. Some angels didn't want to obey. They fell to earth and they fell in love with women. They started sleeping with women. Obviously, God didn't like that. That wasn't supposed to happen. And when they slept with these women, they gave birth to the Nephilim, which were giants. Right? God sent the flood, wiped them out, and their spirit couldn't go to heaven or hell. That's why their spirit is on earth, which those are demons. Some people get it confused. Some people think that angels and demons are the same. No, you know, a fallen angel is more powerful than a demon, right? And it's scarier, because you would think your demons are scary bad enough. Fallen angels, and that's why I think people assume UFOs are aliens. I think those are the fallen angels too. But let's get back to the video.
Join us as we go deeper into this finding and how it has the potential to impact everything. Now, you might be wondering about the absence of giant skeletons and whether they have been discovered.
Government cover-up.
Well, it turns out that such remains have indeed been found in various parts of the world, ranging from the United States to Romania and China.
The government covered it up,
An intriguing
though.
example comes from around 6,500 years ago, in what is now modern-day Iraq, where an ancient site named Ur holds significant historical importance. The city was a vital hub within the Sumerian civilization, recognized as one of humanity's earliest known civilizations. The endeavor to unveil the secrets concealed beneath the sands of Ur was led by a team of skilled archaeologists, spearheaded by the renowned figure Sir Leonard Woolley. These experts, hailing from institutions like the Penn and British Museums, were adept at uncovering ancient artifacts. During their excavation, an astonishing discovery emerged: an exceptionally well-preserved skeleton dating back to that ancient time. This finding surpassed their expectations, as they had initially hoped for perhaps a bone or two, not complete and intact skeletons. However, this marked just the initial phase of their journey. The location of the remains was distinctive. They were situated in a floodplain, suggesting that the burial occurred in an area susceptible to periodic flooding. This revelation offered valuable insights into the burial customs and beliefs of Ur's ancient inhabitants. Sir Leonard Woolley made a pivotal decision to retrieve only one skeleton from the site, opting for meticulous preservation. He applied a careful layer of wax to the ancient bones and surrounding soil, aiming to shield them from decay and potential harm during transport. This impeccably preserved skeleton was then securely packaged and transported to cities with renowned museums, first to London and later to Philadelphia. These institutions were well equipped to handle and study such remarkable archaeological discoveries. Upon thorough examination, experts determined that the skeleton belonged to a mature male who likely lived beyond 50 years. Though it seemed that natural causes led to his demise, the remarkable state of preservation suggested his importance within the society of his time. This brings us to an intriguing question: who was this individual? While various theories exist, the prevailing notion is that he might have been an Anunnaki Nephilim king, representing a popular perspective on his identity. The Anunnaki represents a collective of divine entities embedded in the ancient cultures of Mesopotamia, spanning Sumerian, Akkadian, Assyrian, and Babylonian civilizations. The Anunnaki held significant reverence as potent beings wielding authority over human destinies and impacting mortal lives. Their influence was so commanding that they were seen as arbitrators of humanity's fate, as evidenced in the Epic of Gilgamesh, a seminal literary work from antiquity, which portrays them as 7 judges presiding over the underworld. On the contrary, the Nephilim are enigmatic entities spotlighted in biblical accounts, primarily within the book of Genesis. These beings emerge as the progeny of divine beings and human women, resulting in a race characterized by considerable size and strength. Often referred to as giants within biblical texts, the term Nephilim itself translates to fallen ones or apostate, suggesting an air of intrigue surrounding their nature. Revered as formidable warriors and adversaries, their presence in numerous ancient manuscripts lends an air of credence to their existence, despite its perplexing nature. The interplay between the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, and...
You know what I find funny though? Like, you have so much information about things like this. Like, there's so much evidence, you know. Giants were in so many different cultures, not just in the Bible. Like, there's so many different cultures that spoke about these beings. And then you got these people that are naysayers that'd be like, oh, I don't believe it. Bro, like, what more do you need to know that something like this existed and probably is still around hiding, you know what I'm saying, in a cave somewhere? It's like, it just baffles me how people can be so close-minded and not even, like, spiritually awake, bro. There's like so many people that are spiritually sleeping, and it's to the detriment of themselves, because towards the end of time, bro, the end of days, which I believe that we're at the beginning stages, right? There's going to be so many spiritual things happening and people are going to be like in shock and awe. But the ones that are awake, that know and prepared and know that this was coming, going to be like, yeah, man, we knew. We try to warn you. We try to tell you. Seek Jesus, the only truth that's in this world that matters. But it is what it is, man.
The narrative of Gilgamesh is rooted in ancient mythologies and their interconnected roles. Gilgamesh, the central figure in the Epic of Gilgamesh, emerges as a demigod, embodying a unique composition of 2/3 divine essence and 1/3 human lineage. As the sovereign of Uruk, a Sumerian city, he wields exceptional strength and abilities akin to Nephilim. While Gilgamesh isn't explicitly equated with the biblical concept of Nephilim, his celestial heritage and extraordinary might mirror the attributes attributed to the Nephilim. His half-divine status amplifies the aura of mystery enveloping his origins and capabilities. Furthermore, the Epic of Gilgamesh not only features allusions to the Anunnaki as the 7 judges presiding in the underworld, but this association also reinforces the notion that Gilgamesh, who stands as the central character of this epic narrative, maintains a profound connection with these ancient deities. The narrative delves into Gilgamesh's relentless pursuit of immortality, prompted by the passing of his comrade Enkidu. This quest propels him on a profound odyssey to seek insights from the divine and confront the inevitability of...
It's funny that he mentions immortality, because my theory has been all along, you have to wonder, why would Satanists, people that worship Satan, that worship devil, that practice all this stuff, like why would they do that knowing that they're going to hell? Like what logical person would do something knowing that they're gonna go to hell, right? So I feel like they are in the pursuit of immortality. Like they don't want to die. They want to live forever. But the funny thing is, God says the only way to eternal salvation, the only way to live forever is to accept Christ. Jesus says, if you deny me, you die. But if you accept me, you live forever. And that's all you got to do is accept the free gift of salvation. You know what I'm saying? To live forever. But these people, they don't want to accept Christ's gift because they think that they are gods themselves. They believe that they can achieve, immortality. And I guess the devil has them thinking they could. But come on, man. You can't go against the creator, the one that created everything, that even created the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would make them think they have a chance? I don't get it.
Of human mortality. His journey is marked by arduous trials, including a moment when he seemingly grasps the promise of everlasting life, only to lose it in a poignant twist of fate. In the end, Gilgamesh finds himself leading a mortal existence, and even his eventual demise carries a shroud of mystery until the discovery of his tomb. While scholars haven't definitively established that the unearthed remains indeed belong to Gilgamesh, substantial indicators seem to corroborate this theory. However, what's even more astonishing is that this instance is not the sole occurrence where evidence of giants emerges. Other instances of such evidence have also come to light. Is that
Attack on Titan?
Hidden within the depths of Lovelock Cave, a stunning and mysterious revelation has rocked the archaeological world. Emerging from the quiet town of Lovelock, Nevada, are reports detailing the discovery of unusually large human remains within this revered site. This astonishing find has simultaneously intrigued and unsettled researchers and scientists. Lovelock Cave has long been deemed sacred and revered by Native American tribes who have called this region home for years, according to local tradition. Their forefathers' spirits, they believe, remain within the cave's boundaries, vigilantly defending it from strangers. The place remained guarded for generations by these age-old myths until the 20th century, when a group of archaeologists decided to walk into the cave to investigate the mysteries hidden beneath its walls. Their mission was to learn more about the fascinating insights into the lives and traditions of the indigenous tribes who had inhabited in the area. But, like Sir Leonard Woolley, they weren't expecting to unearth a giant skeleton. This extraordinary discovery has ignited speculation among experts regarding the potential existence of an entirely distinct human species evolving parallel to our own. However, the larger question at hand is this: if these colossal beings did indeed exist and possessed far greater power than ordinary humans, how did they become completely extinct while our species evolved? Various explanations have...
Oh my God, here we go with this evolution bullshit, bro. If y'all believe that that monkeys became humans, bro, I'm smacking you. It's hilarious, bro.
Been proposed. Giants were regarded as evil or corrupt beings in certain ancient myths and stories. Gods or celestial entities may have decided to bring a huge flood upon the earth to cleanse and purify
God,
it.
not gods. God, singular. The one true living God, Yahweh, singular, not gods.
As a result of their misdeeds. This deluge was so huge that it wiped away both giants and ordinary people. The Bible's account of Noah's Ark is a well-known example of this. According to the biblical story, God observed that the earth was filled with injustice and corruption as a result of the deeds of both giants and mankind. As a result, he resolved to unleash a devastating flood to cleanse the world. Furthermore, giants were notoriously evil in Greek mythology.
So I want to put something out there for some of my Bible readers, or for some people that are familiar with the Bible and the flood and Noah, all that stuff. There was not just one flood. There was 2 floods. And once you learn that, you're going to start connecting the dots. All right. There was a flood pre-Noah. Then, God created Adam, Eve, Noah, all that stuff. And then that flood happened. It's called the Genesis gap theory. So this is something that you have to do research, and that's why Bible study is important. Not just reading the Bible, because you could read something and still not understand everything. You got to understand that in the Bible, there were certain times and certain things that God commanded that was meant for a certain group at certain time periods. Not everything in the Bible applies to us today. There were certain things that apply to certain people at a certain time period. It's called dispensation. In dividing the Bible properly, once you learn how to divide the Bible properly, everything makes sense, because now people get confused with certain verses that be like, yo, but why did God say this? And then today things are different. It's because when he said certain things, it was for certain people at a certain time period. And yes, there's certain things that apply to us too, but it's called dividing the Bible properly. Bible study, man, it's important.
Mythology, often pitted against the gods themselves. They fought the Olympian gods fiercely, resulting in the legendary warfare known as gigantomachy. These clashes between giants and gods may have caused the eventual demise of the gigantic race. However, even aside from the narratives of floods and wars, there exist numerous factors that could have contributed to the complete disappearance of giants from the earth.
Global warming? Are we going there?
It's important to remember that this physical stature did not render them impervious to harm. Giants, much like humans, might have been susceptible to the forces of nature. In various mythologies, accounts of devastating plagues and illnesses are interwoven into the stories of both giants and humans. These widespread health crises could have dealt a significant blow to the giant population, leading to a substantial reduction in their numbers. Given the considerable stature of giants, their distinctive physical makeup might have rendered them more vulnerable to certain illnesses. Furthermore, the close interaction between giants and individuals of regular size, whether characterized by peaceful coexistence or confrontations, could have acted as conduits for the transmission of diseases between these two groups. The consequences of such epidemics could have been dire, resulting in widespread affliction, suffering, and fatalities among both giants and regular-sized humans. Entire communities might have been decimated, causing a precipitous decline in the once thriving giant populace. In the aftermath of these tragic events, survivors would have grappled with the loss of their loved ones and the formidable task of rebuilding their societies. When we examine the texts and depictions from the era when giants were believed to exist, a consistent pattern emerges. There are invariably far more representations of regular-sized people than of giants. Consequently, even if the disease affected both groups proportionally, the smaller initial population of giants would have suffered a more substantial impact. It's worth noting that some ancient myths attribute the extinction of giants to natural disasters like volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and cosmic phenomena. These catastrophic occurrences could have brought about dire consequences for giant communities, heightening the challenges they faced in maintaining their existence. In certain narratives, legends suggest that giants intermingled with humans, resulting in hybrid progeny that bore a blend of giant and human traits. As time progressed, these mixed populations likely integrated with regular-sized humans, blurring the lines of demarcation between giants and humans. This implies that many of us could potentially share distant ancestry with giants, unbeknownst to us. Consequently, the historical tombs we've uncovered might conceivably belong to giants, but the gradual assimilation of traits over time may have obscured the differentiation between the two groups. What do you think about all of this?
It's funny how people try to make all these mental gymnastics to try to explain it. Why can't you just believe God said he ain't want them on earth and he just sent the flood? Simple. You don't got to do all this mental gymnastics to try to figure it out. You know, it's just so simple. People overcomplicate things. Now, the video was interesting, but again, like I noticed that these videos tend to clickbait, bro, because he only mentioned the tomb and all this like one time. Like, I thought we was going to dive into this tomb, when and where, and, you know, what evidence that this really happened, that they really found this tomb. You know, that's what I was interested in. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on all of this. I find this stuff interesting, and I like doing these type of reactions, so expect more. And if you enjoy these reactions, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, man. It's your boy. We off this.
For my time goes by, they gon' raise a nigga jersey in the sky. Treat a nigga right, big dreaming of my life. Shorty wanna get some air, I go and get her when I fly. Taking off on these niggas, I retire. The minute I catch fire, I smoked them all before, just revisiting the high.